Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 9, The Reunion, Part 3. So, in a perfect world, last night would have been it, and we would have wrapped up the long-ass, agonizing 6 months that it takes for Real Housewives of Atlanta to air and be gone. But that would be a perfect world. This world is quite the imperfect place, so we have one more episode. This episode last night, you guys, listen, I would not, I dare not. I was not about to be trying to understand what was going on that television show. There was so much he said, she said, back and forth. I just was like, what? I mean, just to summarize it all up for you real quickly. Phaedra don't fuck with Shamea. Shamea don't fuck with Phaedra. Shamea still fuck with Candy. Shamea still fuck with Portia. Portia still fuck with Shamea. Portia almost looked like she ain't gonna fuck with Phaedra not too much longer. Candy don't fuck with Portia. Candy don't fuck with Phaedra. Okay, now that is the gist of what happened last night. But you guys want more of a review, huh? Okay, well, let's just try to go through. The men join, okay? So first they start up on Bob. And y'all, Bob was there with his full, you got what I want. That motherfucker was Teddy Pendergrassed out. He had then fully dyed his beard black and had sprayed his, like, you know, a full can of Afro Sheen, Ultra Sheen, and Afro Sheen cosmetics up in there. You guys had to have watched Soul Train to even know what the fuck I'm talking about there. But listen, the beard actually looks nice on Bob. It's just that, you know, he got these eyes that's kind of close set. It makes everything look closed in right there. But still, that's not why we're here, right? All right. So Bob, they go in on him, or, you know, try to make him feel bad for the shit that he said about Sheree. You know, you guys think you guys will talk about it, you know, maybe. All right. How did the kids feel about it? You know, is Cairo, you're going to make sure Cairo don't go choking bitches out and threatening to fly him through the windshield of the car. He said he gonna talk to Cairo, make sure that he's not, you know, like him, you know, he's a better person than his father. Sheree, are you willing to work it out with Bob? No, not gonna work it out with Bob. You know, I'm willing to try to gain a friendship. They seem like they can be friends. I mean, that shit happened a long time ago. If you're not gonna be romantically involved with them like that, then I don't see why not. Plus, their kids are older. So really, it's something that you can take or leave, because at this point, you ain't got to deal with him no fucking more. They talk about Peter and Cynthia. How are they doing? You know, Cynthia tries to make it seem like everything is all good. You know, Peter was just like, I talk to Noelle more than I talk to Cynthia. But hey, if she says everything is fine, everything is going along swimmingly. How was it going to Maui? Maui was weird because they, you know, had they been in a relationship, they would have had a good time. But the fact that they weren't together anymore and they were separated, even though the editing tried to make it look like they had possibly hooked up, they really did not. They opened the floor to other people. You know, Candy was just saying, you know, I just wanted to see them win. We had so much in common. They got married on the show. We got married on the show. I just wanted to see him win. I just wanted to see Cynthia and Peter win as well. I know a lot of people didn't like their relationship, didn't like Peter. You know, to me, I still don't think like their relationship was that fucked up just from what we see on camera. And Cynthia was truthful. She built up resentment because she could not deal with the stress that came from the show. This show ruined their marriage. Okay, I know people will say, no, it's not that, it's his money and all. This show was the catalyst, and everything else was the fallout from their marriage falling apart. I will always believe that. She says she's not good at dealing with stressful situations. That meant that she's not good with dealing with the pressure from, you know, from people that's watching the show. Peter said, yeah, she's not good with dealing with it. He does say that he is seeing somebody, he likes them a whole lot, you know, so I guess Peter is ready to step forward in a next relationship. Cynthia says she's doing a little bit of dating. Like I said, at that point, they hadn't even gotten divorced, and that might be the reason why Peter was so funky, because he knew, but he probably had promised not to say anything, because, like I said, they didn't file for divorce until after the reunion had even happened. I'm still not quite sure why that never came up during the season, during the reunion, or anything. I mean, they stuck to that story. Clearly, Peter is over it. Over it. Plus, he was fucked up. You could tell he was very drunk, very low eyes. He has an accent already, but it was almost tinged with a slur, so you could tell that, you know, Peter was just like, I don't give a fuck. Block. How is he doing? Well, he's really being more consistent about calling Riley and doing things with Riley. So good for Block. We ain't never saw it for Block, but one thing I do believe is people are sometimes should be given second chances to correct things. And maybe if he really wants to correct the relationship with his daughter and Riley really wants to be having this relationship with her father, then I don't see no problem with it. Very good. Okay, I hope that it is genuine and that it stays. Even Todd says that he thought he was full of shit at first, but you know, he's been doing it, so he's been keeping with it. And I just hope that all works out, because you guys know I always say the kids don't get to choose their parents, okay, and they don't get to choose to be here. It's up to the parents to make sure that they keep the contact with their child if they're not living in the same house with them. It's never going to fall on the child, not as a child. That's all on the parent. They asked Portia about Todd. You know, Todd wasn't there. Her Todd. Peter was just like, yeah, why isn't he here? And she was just like, because he's in DC. Okay, he did get a new job. So, you know, we already believe that that story is not true anyway. But I guess, I mean, Peter was acting so crazy, like he had news on everybody, but you know, Peter still had it out for Portia because of all the shit that, because I told you guys that I feel like Portia was one of the main reasons why the show started to be a negative in their relationship, or her saying that he was fucking around with people at Bar 1. Okay, and I never believed that story. I don't believe that Peter is above any other man and can't go cheat. Okay, but I was just like, usually when motherfuckers is just cheating with 18, 19-year-olds, like Portia said, you know, them girls will talk. So I never believed that. He obviously is still very pissed at Portia about it. And then, of course, like I said, the alcohol came out and made shit worse. But she talked about the baby, how that wasn't no big. Like I said, that whole thing is fake. I'm not, whatever. Okay? Peter's over there leering at her like, ugh, I can't stand your motherfucking ass. He's whispering to Todd every few minutes. Okay? Then they get on to Phaedra. Phaedra's talking about her divorce. And, you know, Peter's just like, so you divorced, huh? And she was just like, yeah, I'm divorced now. And he was just like, I bet you are. Again, it was just like, come on, Peter, out with the secrets. If you got one, shit, all this, you know, covert, being undercover and kind of hinting at the issue. We at the fucking reunion. This is the place to do it. But he was just like, you know what, fuck this. He told Todd, listen, I gotta go. I can't sit here with this bullshit no more if they don't want me to say a whole bunch of shit. Then he leans over and he tells Cynthia, I gotta go. Okay, this is all while Andy is kind of talking to Phaedra over there, but they have his mic turned up, so he's like, I gotta go. And she was just like, why? And he was just like, I'm leaving now. Okay, so he gets up. And again, he goes to the backstage, and you can hear them talking about him drinking. But he was just like, yeah, I can't be in here with this show full of shit. Everybody up there. Okay, Andy was just like, what just happened? Why did he leave the stage? Cynthia was like, well, he just said that he had to leave. That was the emotional outburst that the blogs was saying that Peter did. Remember, they said that he rushed off the stage and he was crying. He had been. I did see him wipe his face when Cynthia was talking about how she wasn't able to deal with the pressure of being on the show. But other than that, that was nowhere near what they tried to make it seem like. Okay, and Peter, when he got back there, he just said, I wish that Cynthia could have been stronger because we would have been great together. Okay, so, I mean, what can you say? They done broke up. He's upset about it, child. Life goes on. It is too sad that their marriage broke up, though. Okay, then we get to the meat of what we all been waiting around for these fucking 3 episodes. Okay, Shamia comes out there and joins her. I like Shamia's demeanor. She never did get out of pocket. She never did start yelling and look like, you know, she could not express herself. She sat there very calm. We don't see that side of Shamia because she's always in hey girl, party girl mode when she's on the show. But I guess she had some shit that she needed to take care of. And I promise you guys, I don't feel like going through all of this. So Sheree, she's the bone carrier. She told about Shamia supposedly fucking around with Candy and Todd. Now, Shamia finds herself in a very difficult place because she's both Portia's and Candy's friend, okay? But she's been able to maneuver that friendship because that's what adults do. Just because I don't fucking like you doesn't mean that my friend can't fucking like you, okay? We might not be like this, but still, like, you know. Anyway, you guys, so I got so many fucking notes. First, they was talking about, Sheree feels like everybody needs to say whatever they got to say in front of their face. If they're going to say it behind their back, they need to say it in front of their face. So first, we talk about the whole situation with Block. that still is stupid to me, because I feel like Portia just wanted to continuously be mad at Kandi by saying that she shouldn't have said that they had sex. But as adults, nobody cares if you're in a relationship with somebody, then wouldn't you have sex with them normally? We know you's fucking, so what is the problem here? I don't get that story. But then it gets on to the fact that Shamea, it seemed like Portia was co-signing what Phaedra said about Shamea by saying that, you know, Kandi was in the closet, or come on out the closet, or haven't come out yet, or whatever. The fact that they had, you know, the fact that Kandi and Shamea and Todd had this threesome, you know, it was implied. So Portia's trying to explain where she was coming from with that, and Kenya did interrupt her, was saying, you know, it doesn't matter, okay, you did say, oh my God, it just sounds even stupid with me trying to say it. Anyway, Kenya and Portia start arguing. You know, Portia was just like, will you shut up? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to talk. You are interrupting me. Kenya was just like, I'm not shutting up. I'm not shutting the fuck up. I'm still talking, okay? You are not going to be able to talk to me like this. You know, Andy was like, but you did interrupt her. And she was like, I did not interrupt her at all. Y'all, I know everybody's talking about the thigh, but this was the first time that I actually witnessed it on the episode last night, because she kept on lifting that shit. What was exactly going on? Okay, it looked like it could have been ash, but then when I looked at it, the color was so severe and different. I was like, is that spray tan? Did she look like she had been spray tan? You know, it was such a bad look, and they was doing that shit on purpose, okay? But it was like cellulite dimples, and look, I got cellulite dimples, and that's no big deal, but it was just like, girl, don't have that skirt all the way up like that, you know. You be feeling real cute, and then you get home, and then you realize you got a big-ass deodorant stain right here or something. It was that same thing. It was just like, girl, you cute, but you gonna have to put that skirt down a little bit. But I still feel like Kenya looked the best overall for everybody, you know, one complete package. But anyway, getting back to it. So they start arguing. Portia apologizes to Shamea. So their friendship is intact. That shit was funny when Kenya said that she looked like Elvis, that Elvis had left. Oh shit. Anyway, then Kandi comes into it. She was just like, wait a minute, I can't let this go, because you did co-sign that lie by not saying anything. But Andy was like, let's put that on ice, because let's talk about freaking frack, okay? Let's bring Phaedra into this shit. Now, we all joke about Portia being dumb. I don't think Portia is probably a scholar, but I don't think that she is just flat out stupid. But anyway, they asked Phaedra, how does she feel about her? And she says that, you know, she doesn't feel like she's stupid, even though we've all seen Phaedra shade her in the confessionals. But Phaedra does it to everybody, so I won't just say that she does it to Portia. But she said that she didn't. And they were like, what are you talking? She said, oh, okay, I said, you know, little head, tiny brain. But that's not, okay, that is, yeah, that is a direct implication that you think that somebody is stupid. Tiny brain? Do you think that this friendship is genuine? Okay, nobody on that stage believes their friendship is genuine. Okay, Cynthia says it's the strangest thing. Like, me and Kenya are girlfriends, okay? I don't agree with everything Kenya says. Kenya doesn't agree with everything that I say. But frickin' frack over there, they seem to have each other's back regardless. And that's a strange phenomenon for this show. Portia says she just values friendship. She puts a lot of worth in her and Phaedra's friendship. But Phaedra threw you under the bus, though, because Phaedra's the one that said everything, and you were the one that had to argue and fight everybody about it. And then Phaedra says, well, let me interrupt, okay? When that shit happened at the table, I was really more mad at Shamea, okay? Kandi was just collateral damage. I was really, what she was saying was, I was just gossiping about Shamea. Kandi was the one that was in the conversation, so she just kind of got hit by association. Kandi was just like, she don't go hard for me, but she gonna go hard for Phaedra. That's just what it is. Shamea was just like, well, I still don't believe that the friendship is real, okay? And I told Portia that she needs to watch out for her, that she is a fucking snake. That's when Phaedra and Shamea start arguing, okay? And they going back and forth. Shamea say she engaged, shows her ring, okay? And Phaedra says, that's fine, I'm divorced. And, you know, she was like, now you can go back to being a prostitute. They arguing back and forth, and Andy is trying to get it under control, but they can't, because you can tell that Shamea and Phaedra really do not like each other. They would not stop. And then when you looked at Portia, You know, Portia is all quivery and looking like she's gonna cry. Another thing with Portia, I really truly believe, is that Portia is so busy trying to maintain the friendship with Phaedra. She done got herself dug into this spot where she has to be like this for Phaedra now, because she done pissed everybody else trying to protect her. And, you know, maybe she's might be seeing that Phaedra is kind of wrong right now. But it done got so far into it now that she can't just be like, you know what, I'm sorry, Candy, I shouldn't have said this. You know, she's too deep in it now. We get to the sex dungeon. Okay, and Marcus and having sex with the damn teapot and the text messages about, you know, eating her pussy until she come and all of this, right? Why we can't say face in the place? Face in the place, y'all. That damn Candy was so mad. Every time the camera got on her face, she was just like this. Andy asked Candy if she's been with a girl. She said she's been with several. Okay, but you know, everybody already knew that. From then on, it's just semantics. Did or did not Portia call her a lesbian? Okay, well, if you're going by the actual terms that she said, no, she did not call her a lesbian. She only implied it by saying that she needs to come out the closet or stay in the closet or whatever. We all know that that term usually means that a person is gay and doesn't want anybody to know that. Portia was just trying to make it clear that she never said those words, that she was just kind of being shady. And I think she was really trying to be shady at that time. You know, she was just talking. Now she can't back away from it. But she doesn't see how that would make Candy upset. And then that's when Cynthia said, well, that's the same way that you felt. You were upset when Sheree said that, you know, Portia be busting it wide open for everybody. Sheree had clearly said that she was just being, you know, funny, that was shade. She don't really know what she be busting open for anybody. So Portia should understand why Candy was upset the same way you was upset when Sheree said it about you. Then Phaedra says that she never said that the girl was a lesbian, because everybody was like, well, Phaedra, you the one that said it with the doing like this. Again, semantics. Andy was just like, okay, well, if you didn't say that she was a lesbian, then what did all this mean? Phaedra was like, well, let me just keep it real. Everybody knows that there's rumors going around that Candy and Shamir are fucking. Everybody just sitting there mums the word. She was just like, oh, I'm the only one that's heard that rumor. You know, you ain't never heard that rumor? And Cynthia was like, nah, I ain't never heard that. She was just like, oh, okay. Okay. Even Portia was just like, no, I hadn't heard that one either. I was like, oh, this is the beginning of the end for Phaedra. Todd is back up there, and then him and Phaedra start arguing, which is tired. Nobody wants to see Todd and Phaedra arguing, because anytime a man argues with a woman, you know, everybody automatically calls the man a bitch, even though he is defending his wife. Okay, you still should know by now that whenever you get the man up there fussing with the woman, it just is never a good look. So he's talking to her, and they're arguing back and forth again. Andy is trying to get control of it, you know. He throws in a quick, the feds are watching. We ain't gonna never let Phaedra live that down. Again, more talk about eating her till she come. And Portia was just like, there's plenty of stories about all of the shit that Candy does. I was really tired about hearing this pussy of Candy's. I mean, it must be A1 top notch for us to have a whole fucking 30 minutes of talking about her damn pussy. Y'all, I don't even like saying pussy. Shit. Okay, so the big, you know, the big dun-dun-dun moment of the night. I know this is such a disjointed and not thorough review, but you guys could understand why it's like this. But the big eye-opener of the night is when Portia said she was served a cease and desist order that she's not to talk about Candy at all, and that Phaedra was the one to do all the talking. And Candy was just like, you said that? That was the end of the show. Y'all, it was supposed to be this big moment, and I was just like, what happened here? Y'all, I'm sorry. I was so checked out, because I just was like, this is entirely too much he said, she said. And it still remains that Phaedra is a liar. Portia, Candy, Shamia, it's gonna always be this cloud over it, okay? Candy and Portia, I think everybody has said that they have not fucked, and I believe that now. But, you know, it's over. Who cares? I know that's what reunions are for, but it's just been dragged on so long that that's the mode that I'm in now. So, y'all just leave it in the comments below what you thought about the show. Everything that I left out, I'm sure I left out a whole lot. Y'all put it down there. Y'all discuss amongst yourselves. Alright, you guys, let me get off of here. Still gotta do Real Housewives of Potomac. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.